What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Terrier Owner YouTube channel. We hope you all had a great holiday. We hope you guys are going to have a great New Year's here coming up, but we did want to get this week's video out to you on schedule, of course. So we had to get Luna out and about for one of the last videos of 2022. So like we said, guys, we appreciate you coming back. Be sure to give us a thumbs up on this video if you are enjoying the content. It goes a long way towards helping us get seen by that YouTube algorithm. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to help us continue growing this channel to end out 2022 and to head into 2023. Hit that notification button so you are notified of all of our future videos, and never forget to check out terrierowner.com. But now, guys, it is time to dive into this week's topic, and this week's topic is definitely important for anybody who plans to adopt any kind of dog, not necessarily just a Jack Russell Terrier like Luna here, but we are going to cover the importance of teaching dog safety to children, making sure that they understand how to interact with not only your dog, but other people's dogs that you might run into, whether it's friends, family, or, you know, the neighbor walking the dog down the street while you're out in the front yard playing with your children. It is an important topic to cover just to make sure that children understand basic respect, basic common sense with these dogs. Keeps everybody safe, and if you are adopting a new dog, whether it's a German Shepherd, a Rottweiler, or a Jack Russell, that common respect will help the dog become socialized in a faster, more efficient manner. It'll help you have less anxiety throughout the process because you feel like everybody is safe. So it is an important topic to discuss, which leads me into my first point about the topic in general, which it is 100% necessary. A lot of individuals, I would imagine, go into adopting a dog and they think that this is something that you can, you know, kind of fly by the seat of your pants and get away with not really teaching much to your children. And some of that may be true. It really depends on, you know, the kids, their demeanor, their behavior, and their age. I myself adopted Luna whenever my son was 2 years old, so he was a little bit rambunctious. He still ran around and he still liked to do heavy and high commotion things. So it was very important to teach him basics, which is what the rest of this video is about. What do you actually need to teach your children? So I'm going to give you a few of those things that you should emphasize during this process to make it easier, and we will go from there. Number one, guys, you can classify as the approach. And I would make this super short and sweet and very easy for the children to understand. The approach should be calm, and it should be very non-threatening. This can be for a puppy or a rescue dog that you're bringing home, or just greeting a friend's dog that they just picked up from a breeder as well. Should be for any dog. That the basic thing that you would teach your children is to approach calmly, never to, you know, run up full speed at a dog, never come up in a threatening way, and just approach calmly, because you never know what a dog's personality is and you don't know what will scare a dog. So just because they look super friendly and cute does not mean that they may not get out of character for a minute if they feel threatened or if they feel very scared. So approach calmly. Number two, guys, can be directly related to number one. It's teach your kids that dogs can also get scared. I had to teach this to my son. It's an important thing that you teach the children that this is not a toy, this is not an object, and it's not just for playing with in any fashion they want. This dog has feelings, this dog needs respected, and the dog can be mishandled. It can feel, you know, not well cared for. It can feel like you don't know what you're doing, and it can feel uncomfortable. So you need to teach your children that, you know, loud noises and constant, you know, throwing toys around or stuff that may hit them, things that kids do can scare the dog too. They have feelings, and that should be respected. And when you're talking about throwing toys around or playing tag or chasing a dog around like Luna that likes to do her zoomies, which can be common among a lot of other dog breeds, I can tell you that the number one thing you can teach children, and I understand that this is probably the most difficult, is that calmness is always a good thing around a dog. I'm not talking about the approach like we talked about in number one either. I'm talking about the overall sense of a room. The more that a dog, especially with hyper dog breeds, they really tend to follow suit with what's going on with the room, especially Luna. If it is a high commotion scenario, like a good example would be like a Super Bowl party for us, where it's a bunch of friends and their kids are running around. Luna is doing the same. I think she just got excited just hearing those words. But calmness around the dog can make them feel, you know, like that's what everybody in the room is doing. They can become calm as well. They are usually pretty good at just adjusting their behavior and acting the way that everybody else is. So calmness is just something to teach around a new dog especially. Once you're comfortable, you can kind of let those fears and risks break loose a little bit more and let the kids do whatever they want, but in the beginning, calmness is always a winner. This one I think is super important, guys, and it is never bother a dog that's eating. Luna hated this whenever Graham did it. He still pays the price for that every now and then, but a lot of people think that it's not that big of a deal or that it's okay, but you know, typically if a dog is going to show any kind of aggression, it's going to be due to mishandling, like picking up incorrectly, startling or fear, or touching something they love the most, like treats, toys, or food. So you should teach your children to respect those things. Make sure they learn how to handle the dog correctly. Make sure they're not stealing toys, then, you know, whacking them with it or chasing them around the house. And teach them to keep their distance while the dog is eating. Let them have their space, finish eating, and then they can begin their playtime. Another piece of advice I have for you guys is that no matter how many of these tips we discuss, no matter what you read online, the biggest thing I can tell you that's going to be the biggest part of safety with dogs and children is supervision is always going to be required regardless. It is the best course of action you can take until you know for sure that the dogs are comfortable, that the children know how to behave accordingly around the dog, and that everybody's just on the same page. So always be in a situation where supervision is still provided just to be safe, and you'll be in great shape. Of course, guys, if you guys have additional tips that you can provide the community about dog safety for children, we would love to hear those. We love to hear those comments. Be sure to drop those comments down below for us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure those notifications are turned on. Never forget that we have a ton of great content on terrierowner.com if you prefer a written format of this information. And again, guys, we wish you a happy New Year's, and we will catch you in the next video.